Hey, welcome to Lisa's Real Spill. Y'all know what we do over here. We just keep it real. Oh, my thing is acting up, y'all. It's always acting up. My thing is always acting up. I don't know why, but it do. I was in here doing my hair. It just finished washing out my hair. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Yes, come on, pull up with your girl for a few minutes. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Tap in, tap in, tap in. Y'all know what we do over here. We just keep it real, right? Before we get into some things, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Make sure it says all so that when I go live, hopefully you'll get notified. You know, even though when you do that, y'all, sometimes you still don't get notified. You still don't get notified. It's all up to the YouTube and what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, y'all? Hey, listen. Hey, things are coming along for you, girl. Yes, the quiet comeback is, hey, it's coming together, y'all. And for those that don't know, this is something that I put together to help people heal within. Okay, well, I feel as though you'll never finish healing. It's a process, right? And I feel like you're supposed to work on, always work on that part of you as you move in your life, okay? So I'm not finished. I'm not finished yet, but I've been clean over 16 years, y'all. And I'm sharing with you all what I did for me, that healed me, that helped me heal, okay? And I put together a program called the Quiet Comeback. And what it do is, if you're someone who wants to reset, reflect, and rebuild, right? In your quiet moments, quiet comeback is for you. Okay? Anything that you're trying to come back from, okay? Quiet comeback is for you. And so it's coming along. I'm getting ready to start my podcast. So for those of you that has not, hello. How are you? Thanks for tapping in with me. For those that how are you? How you feeling? For those of you who want to tap in, okay, I have a YouTube channel that's set up called Quiet Comeback 365, okay? And if you want to tap into the podcast that's going to drop soon, you can subscribe over there, okay? That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And so with that, let's go into what I want to talk about today. I put on here, I said we all do it, okay? And what I'm talking about is failure, okay? We all have failed from something, right? But the important part is when you fail that you get back up. Don't fall down and stay down there, okay? You get back up, and what you make sure you do is you learn from whatever happened. Whatever you failed from, make sure that you figure out what happened. Okay? You don't want to fail, because some people fail and they give up. Right? They just give up. They fail, they stay down there. They be like, oh, the heck with it. This not for me. But sometimes you fail because there's something that maybe you didn't see, or something you overlooked, or something. And what you do is you go back and you look at what happened when you failed. And hi Dace, how are you? And once you look back at, how you failed, you pay attention to what happened, what went wrong, and you learn from it. And you get back up and you try it again. That's the important part, right? Or when you fail, you get back up and you try it again. But you go back and you look at, he said, you look like that family from Grown Ups, too. Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I don't really know about that. But hey, thanks. I hope that's a compliment. So, and so, that's the important thing though, that you get back up and try it again. Okay? Don't stay down there. And you want to make sure that, thank you. He said, Jesus love me. Thank you. Thank you, Joan Quinn. I hope I'm saying your name right. And so that's what we gotta really, really pay attention to. Is don't just give up and get mad with yourself. No, go back. Or if you're mad at that moment, just chill out. Don't bother it right there. But then eventually go back and pay attention to what happened. What made you, fall. And then from there, you learn from it and you go back and you regroup and start over again. But don't ever fail and just give up, right? Because sometimes you're doing your calling. You're doing your calling. And if you give up, let me tell you something. When you find your calling and you give up and you don't go back to it, I don't care what you do in life, you're never going to find something that's going to make you comfortable and make you be and feel in a good place. You understand what I'm saying? Because your calling is something that soothes you and you feel good while you're doing it. Okay? So you don't want to take, and because you fail, you just give up and stop. Because you just may have stopped what God has called for you to do. And then you're going to miss it. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get upset. We all fail. We all fall sometime. We all do it. Failure, I bet you could talk to a lot of people, and failure has been a part of a lot of our stories, okay? Some people don't want to admit to it. They don't. Some people don't like to admit that they failed. But it's not nothing to be ashamed about. It really isn't. What's shameful about it is when you fall and you don't get back up. Okay? But we all fall. You get back up, you see what happened, and then you learn from it. That's the most important thing, is when you fall, you learn from it. Make sure you learn from it. Just like mistakes. We all make mistakes. But the most important part is we learn from those mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Because some of us don't. Some of us don't learn from them. That's why you keep repeating them. That's why a lot of us keep repeating mistakes, because we don't learn from it. Hey, Queen, my sister in the building. Queen Tulsa is in the building, y'all. Hey, what's going on? Much love to you, sister. But we do. That's the most important thing, y'all, is that we gotta, learn from the things that the mistakes and the failures that we have in our life. Because once we learn from it, it makes you smarter, it makes you wiser, and it makes you stronger. So when you get back up and you try it again, new ideas come. I know for me, when I have, fallen from certain things, different things, when I go back and try it again, it seems like new ideas come and everything, right? When I go back and try it all over again, I end up getting new ideas and everything. So that's important. That is really important. Thank you, sis. For those of you that don't know about Queen Tulsa, please subscribe to her channel. I think some of y'all know, because I think some of y'all came from her channel. But for those that don't, please subscribe to Queen Tulsa channel. Very beautiful channel. Always something new and exciting over there, I tell you. Because sometimes I might not come in the chat, but sometimes I be in the bushes. And it's a kiki. It's a kiki over there a lot of times. Like, seriously. But yeah, we gotta, listen. All I'm trying to, the bottom line to this is, don't give up. Keep going. And just because you fall, right? You know how your mother, how when you was little and you fall and your mother say, get back up, it's all right. Don't cry, get back up and try it again. That's how we learn how to walk. Think about that. That's how we learn how to walk. I come from Italy and I admire you. Thank you. From Italy. All right. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Maestro Lupetto. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But thank you so much from Italy. Thank you. She said, I admire you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, because I be wanting to know how many people I'm touching. You know, I like to know if somebody's getting something positive from me or something, you know. Hi Carl. How you doing? And it's beautiful to know that I touch, you know, if I only touch one or two people, hey, I'm okay with that. You know? And so, thanks a lot. That means a lot to me. But yeah, I lost my thought, y'all. um, yeah, but I know what I was saying. You know how when we first start walking and we fall and our parents tell us get back up and try it again. That's how we started walking. Is that even though we fell, we had to get back up and try it again. That's how we started walking. Think about that. You know? So when you make mistakes, don't stay down there. Get your butt back up. Get your butt back up and try it again. Just learn from the mistakes that you make. That's the important part. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know why it just came to my mind, and so I wanted to share that with y'all, okay? The second thing is that, I had put together a program. It's turning out so good, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. And it's called The Quiet Comeback. I have a channel set up for it because it's going to be a podcast, okay? If that's something y'all interested in, please subscribe to the channel, all right? It's going to be a podcast. I'm going to have Q&A days where y'all could come and, ask questions and stuff. I'm also going to do interviews with people. It's about reset, reflect, and rebuild, okay? And it's about showing you how to heal within, one quiet moment at a time. Because when you're healing, the world doesn't have to know that that's what you're doing, okay? You can heal within yourself, and everybody doesn't have to know. You tell it when you get ready, when you feel like you're there. You're at that moment where you can share it with other people. But that's only for you when you're ready, okay? And so that's what Quiet Comeback is about. I'm giving back from the things I went through. For those that don't know, I'm a heroin addict. I'm a recovering heroin addict, and I've been clean over 16 years, okay? And I always wanted to put something together to give back. And I finally got it together, okay? And it's all coming together. I have a journal, a free journal, and when I finish this, I'm gonna put put the link in the description box so that y'all can, for those that would like to see what I'm doing, you could get it. It's free. And it shows you how to start healing within. The only requirement that you have to do this is to be open and honest with yourself, okay? You have to be open and honest with you, because if you don't, it's not going to work. If you go in it trying to tell lies to yourself and stuff, you're not going to get out of it what you need to get out of it. So you have to be open and honest with you, okay? And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing at the end, the process. Well, it's really no ending. Let me back up a little bit. But once you start the process and you keep going, you're going to see a big change in yourself. If you do it right. And that's being true to you and telling your truth to yourself, even if it's uncomfortable. even if it's uncomfortable. That's a part of growth, okay? When you start accepting parts about yourself that's uncomfortable, that's growth, okay? I had to accept a lot of things about myself that was uncomfortable through my addiction, you know what I mean? And I used to cry. I cried through the process. I got angry with myself through the process, you know? Like so many emotions that I went through the process. But guess what? It was growth. It was growth. Because once I got through it, you welcome. She said, thanks for these pearls of wisdom. You are so welcome, baby. Once I got through it, right? That part of being able to accept my truth. Hey, man, that thing, oh man. Then I got to a part where I cried. I cried real hard one day because I met that part of me where as though I was able to open up my mouth and share my story. And I didn't care about how people felt. It didn't matter to me. You know, once I was able to accept it and be okay with it, then I decided to step out there and share my story with other people. Okay? And let me tell you something. You talking about something amazing. This process for me has been amazing. I mean, really amazing. And I have to give back. I have to give this back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been so amazing for me that I have to give it. I have to give this back to other people. And so that's what I'm doing. So I created the free journal called The Quiet Comeback. And then I also created a book that's about me. Okay? And it's not like the full whole story, but it has part of my story in it, along with some other things. I don't want to give everything away, but it deals with self-discovery, my self-discovery, okay? That's also in my store. And that's only $7.77, okay? And so, you know, it's just a magnificent feeling. I can't even explain to y'all what I feel by going through this. And it wasn't easy, but let me tell you something. At the end of every storm, there's a rainbow. I want you to remember that. That at the end of every storm, there is a rainbow. Okay? Because we go through storms, but we don't stay there forever. That storm doesn't stay forever. But how you choose to deal with it is what's important too. Okay? She say nothing is easy. That's right. That's right. That's right. Nothing is easy and nothing comes easy. That's why when we try to do things, we have to put work into it. You understand? You have to put your work into it. And depending on how much work you put into it, that makes a decision of how well it comes out. By how much work you put into it. If you only put a little bit of work into it, you only gonna get a little bit out of it. But if you put a lot of work into it, you will get a lot out of it. You see what I'm saying? So that is so true. But yeah, man, you know, when I started this, it's done gave me so many different ideas, y'all. I just can't wait to, like, just put stuff out there. I just can't wait to put stuff out there because I see it. I see where it's going. I see where it's going. And I just see it, y'all. I see it. I see the vision. And I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Because it's going to be a beautiful thing. And I hope that the Most High keep me around long enough to see the vision that I see in my head, you know? So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. But I will drop the description, the link in the description box for those of you who wants to get either the book or the free journal, okay? The journal also have affirmations in it. And I don't know if y'all listened to my other video where I talked about affirmations and learning how to talk to yourself more, learning how to talk to yourself in a better way, because we have a habit of when we say things to ourselves, a lot of times it's in a negative way, okay? We have to learn, I call it my love language. We have to learn how to talk to ourselves with love. We have to learn that when we talk to ourselves, we have to learn how to talk in a positive way, right? So that the way you talk to yourself will uplift you. It'll uplift you, and it'll raise your confidence and your self-esteem according to the way you talk to yourself, right? But some of us, when we talk to ourselves, we talk in a negative way. And when you do that, it's going to drop your energy. And it's going to make you feel bad about yourself when you talk to yourself in a negative way. You understand? But those affirmations really lift you. They lift you up. I say them all the time. I stand in my mirror, like when I'm washing my face or whatever I'm doing in my mirror, and I say my affirmations. And it really, really makes me feel good about myself. It really do. It really do, y'all. And so now that I've been doing it for a while, it's like my language to myself has changed in so many ways. And I'm telling you, it helps a lot. Now that I have learned how to talk to myself with love, it plays a big part in how you feel about you. And it helps you to start to love you. Hello, hi Joa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, baby. Joa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing? Thank you all for tapping in. I appreciate you. I really do. But yeah, we have to learn how to do that, because I want to make something clear. Everybody, we don't always have somebody to hype us up. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to hype ourselves up. We have to be our own cheerleader. Because sometimes it's not always somebody going to be there to cheer you on and hype you up. So sometimes you have to do that for yourself. And that's where them affirmations come in at. Teaching you how to build your confidence and your self-esteem up. And talking to yourself in a way where so it'll make you feel good about you. You don't need somebody else to do it for you. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. And like I said, that's why I created this, because I'm going to put everything into it that will help others get through their healing. Whatever you're healing from. It doesn't have to be addiction. That's just my thing, okay? Whatever you have been through in your life and you trying to come back from it and rebuild yourself, that's what my program is all about. That's who it's for, Even if you say, well, I'm a get into this and, see if it can just help me with me, discovering myself and stuff. It will help with that too, okay? I'm going to put so much into this because I want people to get so much out of it, And it's just the beginning, y'all. It's so much more to come. I'm so excited about this. But, yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. Where y'all tuning in from? I know, I can't pronounce her name. I am so mad I can't pronounce her name. But she's tuning in from Italy. Where's some of y'all tuning in from? She said, once a friend of mine abandoned me when I needed him, and there I understood, and then I understood that he was not a real friend. So yes, you are right. If you don't trust yourself, it will be difficult. That's right. That's right. That is so true. I've been in those positions too, where I thought somebody was my friend and then found out later they wasn't, You have to be careful with that, because these days what I've noticed is that people don't uh how can I put it? I noticed that these days and time that we in now, people don't care about friendship. Okay? And I ain't saying everybody, but it's really hard to find a good friend out here today. It really is. It's hard to find somebody who's willing to be a good friend. You know? It really is. So I definitely understand that, and I've been through it. I've been through it thinking that somebody was my friend, and then I found out later they really wasn't. You know? I have been through situations where as though I've met people and we weren't really friends, but we just, conversated with each other and stuff. And then out the clear blue, they would switch up on me and say they didn't like me. I don't understand that. How you gonna say you don't like somebody you really don't know? But I've had that to happen to me. And you know what? You know what I came up with? When you're a person who's comfortable when you're comfortable in your skin and you love yourself, it shows on the outside. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it shows. It shows when a person is comfortable in their skin and they love themselves. It really shows. And people get mad about that. People get mad with you when you're somebody who's comfortable in your skin and you do your own thing. You don't let the world control you. You let God control you. It shows. Your light shines bright. Okay? And some people get mad about that. They don't like it. They don't. They just don't like it. It's sad, but it's true. You know? And so I stopped looking for friends. I don't look for friends. I lean on God. I lean on God. You know? And I try to live my life like that. Because I find that me living my life like that keeps me protected. Okay? It keeps me protected. And it keeps me away from people who can harm me. You know? And so that's what I do. That's what I do now. I don't go looking for friends and different stuff like that. I follow the Most High Yah. That's where I'm at in my life. Okay? And it works for me. It's working for me. It really is. It's working for me. So that's where I'm at in my life. You know? And I love people. I do. I love people. But you have to be careful. You really do when you're dealing with different folks and the different attitudes and stuff like that. You got to be very careful. You really do. Because people just don't care no more like they used to. They don't. I remember when I was younger, we used to go outside and play, right? And the older people used to watch us and keep an eye on us while we played. These days and time, people don't do that no more. And most people don't want you saying nothing to their children. Don't say nothing to my child. I know my child ain't do that. Don't be saying nothing to my child. And this is the state of mind some of us are in now. So, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. I wish we could get back to that, because that's what we need to. We need to get back to those things, leaning on one another, loving on one another. We need to get back to that. So maybe one day we will. I hope so. I pray that we do. Come back together and start looking out for one another and loving on one another. Because the world is not going to be right until we learn how to love each other. I don't care what color you are or any of that. the world is not going to be right until we learn how to love one another. And that's just the truth. You know? You said there's this girl I like, but I don't have the courage to tell her. What do you recommend? Um, let's see. Spark a conversation. Don't let her know you like her. Just spark a little conversation with her, you know. And, once y'all start talking and stuff, just be like, well, what do you like? What are you into? Or, something like that. Just try to spark like a little friendly conversation so you can kind of get an idea of, what she about a little bit. You know what I mean? And that'll be your way of finding out, you know, maybe once y'all start having that friendly conversation, you might can ask her, well, what type of person you like? What do you look for in a person? You know what I'm saying? Like once you start a friendly conversation, it may lead to where you can ask her questions and find out about her. Does that make sense? You're welcome. I've been in that situation before. And guess what? Listen, after I after I got to talking to the guy, right? I ain't even like him. Once I started talking to him and I started finding out stuff, we had I sparked a friendly conversation. And then I got myself got him to conversate with me where I could ask him little questions about himself, and I got him to open up, you know. And then once we got into a good conversation, I didn't even like him. He wasn't even my type, But I started out liking him, like the way he act, and I don't know, it was just something about him. I just liked him. But after I had that conversation, I kind of backed up. He wasn't who I thought he was. So yeah, that's what I suggest. I think so that way you'll know, you'll find out what is she, what she like. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to go into it letting her know you like her and stuff, and then come to find out she might not like you, or she might not be who you think she is. So that's what I would do. I would just, spark a friendly conversation and do it like that. And that way, if you find out that she's not your type or she's not what you thought she was, you could just back off. That's what I would do. So, yeah. Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to shut it down. This is my 30 minutes. I try to do like 30 minutes on here because I don't be wanting to do, a real long video, because I know people are, people, stuff don't hold people's attention too long. So usually I try to do about 30 minutes on here and then I come off, so it won't be no real long video. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try to set up a time and stuff, because I usually just be jumping on here. But now that I'm getting more attention on here and more people are coming on, I'm going to start setting a particular time. And so y'all will know when I'm coming on. You know what I'm saying? You welcome. Hi, Waka Tanya. I hope I'm saying that right. How are you? Thanks for tapping in with us. Yeah. And sometimes I jump on here at night too. Like late at night. Some nights I can't sleep. My mind be, I be having so much on my mind, like thoughts and different stuff. And so sometimes I'll jump on here like a little late at night and holler at you guys. But yeah, I gotta set up a time and stuff. I'm trying to figure out what's a good time for me to come on so y'all will know when I'm on here. But I'm definitely gonna keep that late night. I definitely will be coming on here late night. I like that. I like to come on when everybody's in the bed and people are just tap in. You know what I'm saying? I like doing it like that. When everybody just laying in the bed and you know, I jump on at night, late, kind of late, and people just tap in because they just chilling. They just laying in the bed. So I'm definitely gonna keep that one on. I'm gonna be jumping on here late at night, like I do sometime. I'm just gonna start doing more of it. You know what I mean? But yeah. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and tapping in with me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit your notification bell. Make sure it says all, so that when I go live, hopefully you'll get notified. Because sometimes the notifications, even though they on, they don't always go off. You know what I mean? But that's why I say if I set a time and stuff for y'all will know when I'm gonna be on here. So definitely late night. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna pop on more at late night. But I gotta figure out a time and stuff for the daytime too. But I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. And do me a favor, if y'all know a good time for y'all, put it in the comments so I'll know. So I'll know what may benefit people. You know what I'm saying? What's good for y'all. Excuse me. Hey, y'all keep y'all head on a swivel. And thank you for your time. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I love being here too. I do. I love being here. And I'm glad that I'm getting more people coming on and stuff, you know. I think I'm starting to get my audience now, you know. And so that's a good thing because I like reading people's comments and I like interacting. I like for people to interact with me, you know. So, yeah. I'm start coming on here more. But yeah. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. So if the things do go out, y'all will get one, okay? And I love you guys. Please keep your head on a swivel and stay prayed up. Okay, it's a lot going on out here. And I'll see y'all on the next one, okay?